Thanks for checking out the Disaster Dog podcast, where we talk all things canine, urban search, and rescue. The views and expressions are opinions of the hosts and guests and do not represent those of any government agency that we work for or contract work to. We're just a couple idiots with microphones.
Welcome back to another episode of the Disaster Dog Podcast, where we discuss everything canine related to urban search and rescue. I'm one of your co-hosts, Rami El Sharif, and we are back in Studio El Sharif. I'm with my co-host, Mike Vitale.
Hey.
And we have a special guest today.
Super special.
It's kind of a bittersweet interview on our podcast.
It is.
One of our OG grandpa, the OG grandpa handler, from Illinois Task Force 1, Geoff Gardiner, is retiring on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday.
Last hurrah.
Yeah, him and his wife are going to move to Tennessee and go on to bigger, better, more relaxing things. So, Geoff, welcome to the show.
Thanks. Glad to be here.
Yeah, welcome to the podcast, man.
Yeah, I've been listening for a while, and you guys have been doing great things. So it's cool.
All
cool
8 episodes.
All 8 episodes. Yeah.
This is 9.
This is episode. Well, at least we got the numbers right this time.
Yeah.
No, but Geoff, thank you for being here. Thank you for being one of the OG handlers, helping us come up, being a mentor, being like that, father figure for all of us on Illinois. And we're really excited to document some of your history with the team.
Yeah, super excited to get the full lowdown on the evolution.
There's been a lot of history, that's for sure.
Yeah. And just welcome to the show.
Thanks.
Awesome. So we'll get right into it.
Cool.
Just kind of intro questions. Who are you? Who's Geoff Gardiner?
Geoff Gardiner, let me see. Retired lieutenant, Butler Fire Department. I've been a canine handler with Illinois Task Force 1 since its inception, 2004. So some of us weren't...
2003. 2003.
Fall of 2003 to early 2004.
Yeah, because that top off you were telling me about was 2003.
I asked Rami earlier, but where were you in 2004, Mike?
I was in high school. I was a
there
senior.
you go.
I was a senior in high school.
I was failing out of junior college.
Yeah. Yep. So retired from Butler. Yep. And then what else did you do for work?
I was a business owner.
No, you're fully retired.
I'm fully retired. I ran a technology business called Rescue Dog Technology. We did support primarily for schools, and then physical security, cameras, access control, that type of stuff. So I've been doing that for a while with my lovely wife. I'm originally from Canada, so I moved here,
When did you move to the States?
So I have probably what normally would be one of the weirdest stories around, but being in the canine world where everybody's a little bit of an overachiever and a little bit ADHD, it's not as weird as you would think. I went to college as a computer programmer. Came out of college, worked for an insurance company for 2 years, got bored sitting in a cube.
You worked for an insurance company?
I did. Assurant Mutual in Kitchener, Ontario, Canada. So,
what year was that?
That would be, let's see, I graduated high school in 85, college in 87. So 87 to 89, 90-ish.
I was born in 86.
I was going to say, yeah. You probably weren't even born then.
I was born in 84.
Yeah. So, did that for a couple of years, got bored sitting in a cube, and applied to the local police department. Got accepted. Worked on the road for about 5 years. Was a canine handler. And then just before Y2K, got back into computer stuff. Went back to sort of night school and did a Microsoft Certified System Engineer class. So
Sounds nerdy.
Yeah, definitely nerdy. Got hired by a company out of Detroit called CompuWare. They were looking for people before Y2K, and they paid to move us to Milwaukee. So my lovely bride was patient enough that our honeymoon was actually in Milwaukee, so I think I still owe her one for that.
There you go.
So you were a cop in Canada?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
how did you manage the horse and the dog?
It's the red uniforms that really were the problem. So,
And the dog.
That's awesome. So then you got into, like, before Y2K, after you were working for that company, you started Rescue Dog Technologies.
yeah, so bit of a different. When we moved here, still had my working dog with us, Bally, my Rottweiler.
How long were you on the police department?
About 5 years,
And then you were a canine handler there for...
a couple of years.
And they let you leave the department with your dog?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a great job. Everybody should do it for 5 years. Get the heck out. I didn't have the golden handcuffs like most of the fire departments here do. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's easier to move around. Anyway, we moved to the U.S. Dog was a little bored sitting on the couch. So we started our own volunteer search and rescue team. People in Paws Search and Rescue in 2000, spring of 2000. Your typical volunteer search and rescue team, kind of like a volunteer fire department. I worked when we get called out kind of thing. We did disaster stuff, one of the few that did disaster stuff at the time. We did wilderness stuff, air scent stuff, trailing stuff. My wife ran 2 bloodhounds, was very successful with that. Has done a bunch of different interesting cases. She was part of a homicide conviction out of Ohio. So she's done some interesting stuff. And that we did a lot of cadaver HRD stuff. Saw way more dead bodies in the search and rescue world than I did in the police world, even. So it's one of those things. So it was a good team, and that one of the leaders for certifications. One of my big things coming from the technical world as well as the policing side was, if you're going to do something, you should have a certification that says you're actually able to do it and can do it competently. So
Yeah, that's
that was
a good thing.
one of the things we introduced to search and rescue, which is still a bit of a challenge in some environments.
Yeah.
So, anyway, then I worked for CompuWare for several years, worked for smaller and smaller jobs, doing different things, and eventually got that we were at the point where we wanted to start out on our own, doing our own company. And when we went to start that out, everybody that was involved was tied to the rescue world somehow. So my senior tech, who's still with the company, was our GIS mapping specialist, our tech nerd, Todd. My wife, Lynn, obviously has been tied to all of that. And one of the other guys that was our data person worked with me on the fire department. So everybody had tied to that. So we were Rescue Dog Technology, rescuing you from your technology. So
Nice.
Who did you end up selling the business to?
local guy from the area.
Did he work for you, or is somebody
Nope,
that just
nope,
came
just
out?
somebody randomly that sort of came out, was looking to purchase a business, and he took that over in October, and all the employees stayed and everything else, and it seems like it's working pretty good, and we had a pretty good model and a pretty good team, so it's good that they're all together still and
Yeah,
doing their stuff. So
nice.
Very cool.
What'd you do with the Roddy once he was not working?
so he did the search and rescue stuff. One of my
Rottweiler search and rescue
Rottweiler
dog.
search and rescue dog.
All
So
right.
my Rottweiler was so having come from Canada and the classic police background. When I started, most of the dogs were just alligators on a leash type of thing. Really old school type stuff.
We still have those.
Still happens. My Rottweiler was a marshmallow. So one of the stories that I always tell is we were doing a demo in a mall, and people could come up and talk to you, and the dog was there, and I had the dog on a downstay. Lady and her kid comes up, kid pats him on the head, and I'm like, okay, and he's fine. He's great with kids. So I'm talking to the lady, and he gets up. I'm like, it's kind of unusual because unlike now, my obedience was pretty good then. So,
Don't sell yourself short. Jeff.
yeah, okay. If my dog downstays for 5 minutes, I'm lucky.
That's all.
Crawls
All you,
away.
all you need is 5 minutes.
All you need is 5
That's it.
minutes in one body length.
Right, 5 minutes. You're good.
So he gets up, and then I put him back down, and I'm talking to the lady again, and then all of a sudden he gets up and he spits out M&Ms. So the kid had come up, patted him on the head, and then was taking M&Ms out of her pocket and stuffing them up his nose. He knew it was food, so he was sitting there taking it until they wouldn't fit anymore. And then he got up, sneezed them all out, ate a bunch of them, and then laid back down. So
he was okay after that?
Oh, yeah. He was fine.
That's
It wasn't enough chocolate to worry too much. It wasn't that many. So, but they were marshmallows. So that was my first working dog. We did a bunch of disaster stuff with People in Paws. We were fortunate enough, shortly after 9/11, we approached a concrete recycling facility in Milwaukee, Stark Asphalt, and they built us a pile to our specs. So they lent us heavy equipment, operators had it all on site, which was fortunate. It was about 5 minutes from my house, which made it even nicer.
Super convenient.
Nice.
Yeah. So they cleared a spot. They put crushed concrete down as a base and built us a pile to our specs. So we did a lot of testing there initially with the task force as well as with People in Paws. So we had one of the few sites around. As we now know, the challenge is always to get good sites to train. Yeah, and different to get them moved around as well.
Yeah,
So
operators and equipment. And
the cost of all that now, especially, we were fortunate there that when we wanted to test, they would clear out. So we were in the back of their property, they had a huge concrete pile that they just dumped concrete on from road projects and stuff like that. They would take some of that out and build a pile for us. When we wanted to test, they would clear out an area in the back. They would deconstruct our existing pile, move it over to create the first pile, and then create a second pile for us as well. So
That's nice.
they would spend 2 to 3 days sometimes with the evaluators and stuff like that, building piles for us, and it never cost us a penny. They were great to us. So
that's fantastic.
Great.
so,
Well, before we get too far down the line
sorry.
talking about dogs, outside of, well, now you're retired, but outside of work, outside of dogs, tell us about your life. Any hobbies, things that you're passionate about, things that you enjoy doing when you're not working dogs and not working.
Not rescuing computers.
Yeah, rescuing
rescue
computers.
one of the things about being a business owner is you don't have a ton of spare time. So I don't between that and dog stuff, I don't get a lot of hobbies.
You have all the time in the world.
Yeah.
I got lots of time. It's kind of we talk about how in the emergency services when you retire, it's like you're traveling along at a freight train with a bunch of boxcars behind you, and you're moving along, so everything's good, and then you stop, and all of a sudden all those things start to crash into you, and you're like, hey, what am I going to do now?
Yeah.
I do a lot of different things, kind of related, but I do a lot of gun-related stuff. Not so much shooting, that type of thing, but more fixing, repairing, modifying, that type of thing. One of the things I started doing was Cerakoting, so ceramic coating, a paint booth, and a sandblaster, and all of that type of stuff, and doing a lot of stuff with that type of thing, and different things in that realm. So it's been a good change, more the creative side of things versus the work side of things. So it's a good hobby for me outside of that. But
Nice.
other than that, it was working dogs.
Working dogs. Seems to be everybody we interview just
Yeah,
dogs.
because there's no time for anything else.
That's true.
When
Yeah,
you have maniacs that
exactly.
need attention and you need
And have you interviewed anybody yet that didn't have more than one dog?
me.
You're the only one.
I'm the only one that's only had one,
Yeah.
or that only
Currently
has one.
Yeah.
Everybody else has a whole
Yeah.
heap of dogs.
I don't know how many Dr. Davis might have, but
Yeah, we don't know that answer. Everybody's.
everyone else.
You have 3. You have
Two
2.
currently.
Jen has like 46.
Yeah. 6. Yeah, 6. Macy has, I can't keep track.
Yeah, Macy has a bunch.
Ryan has 3. Tim has 2. Yeah, everyone's got a lot of
I'm the
dogs.
loner.
Yeah.
I'm just the guy.
Yours
with one.
is enough to make it up for 2.
Yeah.
It's enough energy for 2.
That is the truth. So what? Now that you're retired, what does your morning routine look like?
My morning routine hasn't really changed much. I'm not much of a morning guy. I was always a second or third shifter, so I'm not much of a morning guy. I'm very, very blessed that my wife is a morning person. So the dogs get up usually somewhere between 4 and 5. They're very light dependent. So she'll get up, let them out, feed them, that type of thing, and then they'll usually go back to bed. I usually get up about 7.
It's a good night.
Really?
It's a good time.
I just figured like being old and retired, like you would be up at like 3:30. Like
I'm up 3:30 to pee, but
supper at 4.
Yeah.
Bedtime 9.
watching Matlock.
Nice.
All right, 7 a.m. We can get down with that. Mike can get down with that.
I can get
and
down
then
with
it's coffee for me, and we're all coffee addicts, it seems. So
that is a common theme.
So Lynn takes care of the dogs in the morning.
She
lets them
does.
up,
Yeah.
feeds them.
Yeah,
That's nice.
it is very, very nice.
All right. Well, here's a fun question.
Sure.
If you could time travel, what era would you go back to?
I thought about a lot about this one.
Okay.
Because I knew it was coming up.
You can go forward too.
You could go forward. I don't want to go forward. That's
No,
scary.
Yeah, that does sound
Yeah.
too scary. It's kind of like the lotto. Before they announce the numbers, you get all sorts of plans and stuff. And what would you do? And which one would you do? I think that rather than go to a particular time in history, I wanted to go to 3 different places in history. So, first one was Thomas Edison's lab, just because he had so many inventions and his mind was so moving all the time and inventing different things that it would be cool to see that. The second one, being the shooting thing, was John Moses Browning's shop.
Oh,
He invented so many different things, from pistols to machine guns to stuff like that. Again, it would be interesting to be able to talk to him and see his thought process and how his brain works on that. And then the last one would be Teddy Roosevelt
Okay.
in the Rough Riders of your years. So to see what was going on there. There was great president, lots of different history to his life, and that was one of the cooler periods I thought of history and the development of the country. So
I like that answer a lot.
there you go.
Mike's a history guy.
I am.
I didn't say there was anything wrong with that.
No,
I just said you're a history guy.
I am a nerd. That's all.
So what's your period of history? Are you like a World War II guy, World War I guy?
all of it?
History in general.
Yeah, I think just it's great, seeing how the mistakes we made or the good things that we did as a civilization and how everything evolved, and picking people's brains in different eras would be that's a good
cool
answer.
thing.
Yeah, definitely. Your inner nerd came out in the time.
Yeah, sorry.
No, I like it. Good answer. I think one of my favorites so far. I'll give you that.
All right, so let's get into it. Let's dive deep.
Something like that.
How'd you get into dogs?
Yeah.
We
I
Kind of briefed on that.
kind of touched on it with your first police dog, but
Yep.
How did you get into the police canine? Was it like a opening, or did you say, "Hey, I want to get a dog"? Did they have a program established?
didn't have a program established. I had to establish the program. Background in dogs, really, we had dachshunds growing up.
Oh, nice.
So not really obedient dogs, not really cuddly dogs, just their dogs kind of thing. So not really a good lead-in for that. But had seen some work. I had a buddy that worked in corrections that had a dog, and was seeing how well that was working for them, and thought, yeah, this is something that can really benefit officers on the street, and that. So got the program going, and it worked out well.
So did the agency buy your dog, or did you buy your
No,
dog?
I bought the dog.
Okay, so that's why you were able to retire with it.
Yeah.
Or,
How big was the department? Or the tour,
Canada does policing a little bit different. So
among other things.
among other things, in Wisconsin in particular. So I'm now living in Wisconsin temporarily till next week or so.
For another week?
For another week or so. Every little town has their own police department, that type of thing. In Canada, they do it as a regional. So instead of, say,
Like a county sheriff.
Elk Grove Village having a police department, it would be Cook County Sheriff's Department type thing, and they would do everything within there. They have different stations within those communities, the bigger communities, but it's more of a regional police department. So nicer in the sense that if you want to do something, so on the fire side, if you want to be a technical rescue person, if you wanted to be an extrication person, something like that, the department was big enough that you had all of those options there to do. So that was kind of nice. The department covered 4 main communities, and 2 of them were cities, suburbs,
Yeah.
like here in Chicago, and then 2 of them were rural. So you could really run the range of where you wanted to go within the department. So it was kind of nice.
Nice. So you started the program there, and then you had dachshunds growing up.
Since growing up, yeah.
Nice. That's awesome.
And then, like I said, we moved here, started the volunteer search and rescue team in the spring of 2000. And that we had about 20 plus people at one point.
It's pretty robust.
Yeah, it was a pretty big
Volunteer.
team. We had, like I said, a really good range of people. We had a lot of really good dogs. Our cadaver dogs were all retired or current police officers, so that was handy for that. We did a lot of the disaster stuff. We did a lot of exercises with that. Like I said, with having that rebel facility in Milwaukee, we had people in from all over the place, and doing stuff. So it worked out well.
Nice. What was the volunteer group called?
People in Paws.
People in Paws. That's right. And what happened with that? You got into USAR.
Yeah. So no, the USAR thing, we were still doing that. We were doing both in parallel. As with most volunteer groups, you have about 20% that does the main work, and the others are sort of around for different things.
10% that do. Nice.
That's not just volunteer. That's
everywhere.
That's every organization.
and I will say, with People in Paws, we had a great group that, for the most part, everybody participated and did stuff. But everybody's life circumstance changed about 2010, 2012. We started doing the business stuff, so we were busier with that. Our cadaver handlers, one of them retired, that type of thing. As usual, we go through dogs. So, the dog cycle is there for stuff.
Yeah.
So it's one of my senior tech that worked with me as well, that was the GIS mapping specialist, moved from Wisconsin, Milwaukee to Green Bay. So he was a little further away. Yeah. A little bit more of a response time.
Distance is kind of a hindrance to that. Nice. So what it brings us to whiskey. Tell us about your current.
So actually, I had several dogs. So we started out with Bally, which was the Rottweiler, short for Balrog.
Is that the boxer from Street Fighter?
No.
I'm
That's
gonna
the
Google.
demon in Lord of the Rings, crossing the bridge thing.
I gotta find this.
Just looking it up.
Balrog, Street Fighter.
Balrog, yes.
First thing on the search.
There you go.
I know my video games.
Big surprise. And then I had Gretzky.
Yep.
Gretzky came from Detroit. Michael Berkey, Michigan dog training.
What kind of dog was Gretzky?
Malinois.
Okay.
So you went what
Rottweiler to...
What was the change? What was the rationale?
Rottweilers just don't live long enough. It's like having a Great Dane. They're a bigger dog, so
none
they
of them
don't.
do.
None of them live long enough. But Gretzky lived to 17.
Whoa.
So she lived a long time. Had a great life. First Mal, big transition from a Rottweiler to a Malinois. Rottweilers.
Did you guys have the bloodhounds at the time too?
Yeah. So my wife had the bloodhounds, Tasha and Abby, and night and day difference between a Rottweiler and a Malinois.
No way.
Yeah.
The Rottweilers were nice in that you could show them once, and they usually got it and could do it, and you could come back 6 months, a year later, have them want them to do it again, and they would do it. So that was the good part of the working side. The bad part was that if you made them do that 3 times in a week, they were bored and were like, no, I'm not doing that. So I was like, yeah, I'm bored. Not doing that. So transition to Malinois was a bit interesting, a little bit more energy and stuff like that. Originally, when we started the search team, the first bloodhound was supposed to be my dog. But working with bloodhounds is way different than anything else. It's kind of they're different than any other dog.
I give the bloodhound handlers a lot of credit. It's definitely a different world of training and the slobber and just the sloppiness.
Yeah. Very good at what they do. because they're bred to do tracking and trailing, and that. But they definitely need training in order to do it.
Mm-hmm. It's just you just don't get them out of the box and they just work.
No, none of the dogs are like that, unfortunately. But they're different in that, if there's a track that goes through a parking lot and somebody pulls in and park, the dog will literally run into the side of the car because the trail goes that way. They're just it was more of a challenge than I was willing to take on, that my wife fortunately took on and did very, very well with.
So then you get the Malinois.
Yes. So Gretzky, first Malinois, first real sort of USAR specific dog. First dog with Illinois and that was my dog when we started doing stuff off the start. Illinois, a little bit late to the game after 9/11, 2003, 2004. We did the Top Off 2 exercise, which was a national exercise. They had stuff in Seattle as well as here in Chicago. They had a retail mall that they took down and collapsed. And
the whole mall?
The whole mall. They had a big rubble pile in the parking lot. Basically, they moved stuff out so that it was contained and engineered.
Where was that? What what mall? Do you remember?
No.
I bet we can Google it and figure it out.
Yeah, I looked at it the other night.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you told me about it, and I was
Glendale or something like that. And
yeah, I don't remember.
so anyway, we did that. Full day exercise. The dogs were incorporated in. They did all sorts of breaching, breaking, rescue stuff as well. And then the task force started shortly after that. We originally had a full complement of dogs from all over the place. 2 from Wisconsin, myself, Lori Beth Shalecki out of Madison. She was a police officer up there, just retired as a sergeant. She had labs.
Okay.
So
we get down to that.
Yeah. And yeah, interesting start. So initial funding was the same as it is now through UASI money, urban area safety initiatives. Being that Chicago was seen as a potential target, they got a pool of money to use for different things. And one of the things they used it for was the task force. Started out, everything was housed at NIPSTA. And we had to use the rubble pile there. We had some dog agility equipment there and that type of thing.
So how, wait, before we finish talking about Illinois, so after Gretzky, then came Molson.
Yep.
Okay.
And then whiskey.
And then whiskey.
Current whiskey.
Yep. And then bourbon is my other pet dog.
And the story behind whiskey was you didn't do anything with it for 2 years.
3, actually.
3 years.
So yeah, I had...
Because Molson was just alive and
yeah,
kicking for so long.
Molson was doing great and we've always had at least 2 dogs, so it seems weird. Even we originally had 3 when we had the Bloodhound and two Malinois. So
maybe I need to get another dog.
Do it.
You do.
You're an HR dog.
There you go.
Talk to the old lady about that.
Good luck with that.
It's easy.
Molson started out as a pet. Was a pet for 3 years, and then
whiskey.
Whiskey was a pet.
Whiskey was a pet.
Sorry.
Okay.
And then within the task force, we had a few changes. Mike, you lost a dog.
Mm-hmm.
Rami had a dog that didn't work out, and we were suddenly
Watched like 3.
short. Yeah,
Lost Rocco. It was all around the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we watched Brinks.
Roscoe, not Rocco.
I was say Roscoe, Irie,
Magnus. And there was another one we lost.
Oh,
Right
did
at
we
the
watch
same
another
time.
one?
I don't remember.
I don't either.
Did we?
It was like a lifetime ago.
Did Talon sort of fade out at that point too? Around then?
No, he was still around for a hot minute.
Yeah, a little bit after.
A little bit after that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So anyway, we need some other dogs. I thought we can do this. So
Bring her out, see what she does.
Bring her out, see what she does. She did really well. So within 9 months, we had her up and had her certified. So
Yeah, that was fun. That was a fun 9 months trying to get her to focus.
She was just as you know, because you've had a few dogs that were a little bit excessive as well. So it's getting them to focus is a challenge, and not a problem on the search side, but definitely a problem when you get to the obedience side and try and get things settled down. That it isn't just a spin around and run everywhere.
She does do a lot of spinning.
Yes.
How old was Molson when you retired, and then passed shortly thereafter, right?
Yeah.
Pretty quick.
Probably 6 months.
Right. That was
So,
super quick.
Initially retired because she was having some mobility issues. Got on some new drugs that had helped her out.
Yeah.
She was doing better with that and was looking better.
Mm-hmm.
And then she wasn't.
Yeah.
So
That seems to be how it goes, though. They're fine, and then just fast.
Quick deterioration.
Yep.
So Gretzky, Molson, Whiskey all used our dogs with the task force. How many certifications did you have?
I printed up a list, and because it was a few. So when the task force started out, we were a state team. Most of the teams at the time were federal, so we didn't have SUSAR or any of those organizations that we have now. So our certification process was through Florida, because Florida, with having hurricanes and everything else, was big enough. They had the Florida Association of Search and Rescue, so FASAR. In June of 2004, I did a Type 3 in Florida. So we did.
What's a Type 3?
Yeah, now you have a CE, which I would call a Type 1, or an FSA, which is a Type 2.
Right.
They had a Type 3, which was basically a Type 2 or an FSA, but half the time. So normally you have to bark for 30 seconds. This one you only had to bark for 15 seconds.
Oh, wow, we should just all Type 3 all our dogs.
So it was the only certification out there at the time. So that's why we were doing that. Interesting. One of the things I was listening to in your podcast 8 was the transition. She was talking about going from Washington State to Florida to deploy.
Mm-hmm.
We went from Wisconsin in the middle of early on in the year at about, I think we tested and it was 20 degrees, to Florida where it was 80 and 80% humidity. So
Big difference.
Yeah.
there is those transitions, and they do happen. So
Yeah. That's a real thing.
So that first test was with Gretzky. Sonia Heritage and Tori Kidd were the certification folks on that certificate. We did
What year was that?
2004.
Okay.
2005, we did a Type 2 in Fort Myers. 2005 in the fall was Katrina. Came back from that, and that's actually what got me into the fire EMS side. I'd been doing the police side, obviously, in Canada, came down here doing the search and rescue stuff. We deployed to Katrina, 2 boat teams. We didn't take any dogs.
Did you deployed with the task force or with the
With People in
rescue
Pause.
or People in Pause?
Yep. The task force never really deployed. They deployed an engine, fire engine,
Yeah, did like
Strike team.
strike team down to backfill stations and stuff, but they never actually deployed
a USAR team.
a
Yeah.
USAR team. Wasn't really an environment for a USAR team. There wasn't a lot of collapse stuff. It was just huge, wide areas of flooding.
At the time, the mission set was collapse.
Yeah.
It's definitely not what it is today.
No, it's strictly collapse. Small area collapse like a 9/11 type thing, not even wider area search
Type 1
stuff.
heavy collapse. Yep.
Yeah. So, did the Katrina stuff. We're down there for several days. Did a ton of rescues with the boats. Great support from the community. Everything went through on Monday.
To go down there, did you just like roll down there, or did you have like a request?
We had a request, so that was part of the challenge. Everything went through. Everything floods. The main operations center was on the first floor, and their generators were on the first floor, so they didn't have any way to communicate out. So everybody's talking amongst themselves sort of around the country, saying, hey, if you can can we get to somebody there to let us know and we can deploy? We're happy to help. We just need the go ahead.
Yeah.
But nobody there could communicate out. So it was an interesting time. So we did officially get documentation to come down. We went down. We called Bombardier. We're in Sturtevant, Wisconsin. Is Evinrude and their factory.
Oh, yeah.
They gave us 2 boats, 2 brand new motors that came off the line on Monday, and their senior tech.
They gave you a boat tech too, or a motor tech?
Yeah, they gave us 2 brand new motors, the whole bit. So it worked out really well. So we beat the crap out of their motors and boats and then sent them back.
Nice.
Yeah, we hit a lot of stuff. What is that? I think it's a Chevy. It might
Yeah.
be a mailbox. I'm not sure. So came back from that, realized that what I really needed more was the medical side, the EMS side. Says the nurse. Applied to the local fire department, Butler, and put me through EMT school and then the fire side. Let's see, 2006, we did a Type 2 in New Jersey. New Jersey wasn't a FEMA team at the time. It was a state team. Jim Bastian and crew over there did a great job. And Lakehurst, New Jersey, where the Hindenburg crashed, they have a really good training site there. It's a lot of fun.
History.
So, yeah. So, history nerd stuff again.
Yeah.
So, let's see. May of 2008, we did a Type 1 in Wisconsin. Teresa McPherson and Jennifer Massey did a Type 1 in 2011 in Wisconsin. Deb Tosh, Jim Bastian, Rayanne Chamberlain. April 2016, we did a Type 1 with Molson now, instead of Gretzky. Scott Pearson, Teresa McPherson, Rayanne. 2011, Gretzky. We did the AKC Search and Rescue Urban 2. So,
AKC had a search and rescue cert?
yeah, if you had another certification from another organization, you could apply to the AKC to get it added to your official record.
Wow.
Yeah, so you can, because I just did this, you can, if you have...
Of course you did.
There's
Dog nerd.
Yeah, if you have a FEMA or SUSAR Type 1 or Type 2, you can put it through the AKC portal, and they will title your dog. So, yeah, so, like, it's an easy way to title your dog, and also, like, show the history, the lineage, all that kind of stuff. So, like, I just got Zool, like, registered, and then you put, like, the certificate through the application portal, and then your dog is titled. So, it's kind of cool.
Wow, Zool's titled.
Titled dog.
Wow, cool, dude.
Where's your titled dog?
So what? We're at like 12 certifications now.
Yeah,
Somewhere in there.
he's got a huge list in front of him.
Yeah, I had to write them all down. I'm old. I don't remember anything. What day is today? Where am I? 2003, we did a NASAR canine SARTEC 3 area search dog. April 2010, we did a NASAR canine disaster responder live Type 3. Back to that weird Type 3 again.
Yeah.
2013, we did the wide area search. October 2020, through Illinois, we did Type 1 through Teresa, Andatori, Anthony Burrito. 2023.
Recently retired.
Oh,
yeah.
Did he?
Yeah, he's good.
Cool.
2020 was Molson.
Yes.
2020 is
And
most.
then
23 was whiskey.
23 was whiskey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was one of the first ones you guys were involved in, I think, with
Well-
Scott, Monica, and Christina.
Well, 2020 was the first one that we hosted with Illinois.
Yeah.
And that's when, like, we linked up with SDF.
Yep.
And then they brought in the evaluators and just kicked off that relationship. But then 23 was your new dog.
Yep.
So my question is, with, like, all these other certifications, is that because at the time, with the development of, like, the state team program and stuff like that, there really wasn't a testing, like, testing culture kind of thing. It was all kind of third-party certifications, and so until recently, that's what state teams and local teams were using, right?
Until we got more state teams and sort of SUSAR got going, there wasn't really any certifications good national certifications out there. NASAR and stuff was trying to make stuff up. It was the post 9/11 world, so everybody's trying to get in on that. But there wasn't a lot of certifications out there for that. There were some European certifications and stuff that had been around for a while, but other than the FEMA standard and that, there really wasn't anything here.
All right.
So yeah,
It's
around all different
interesting
places.
to see how far it's come.
Yeah, it's been huge. So like I said, between that, the time when we're, have to go to the other end of the country really to Florida to do a type 3, which really isn't even
Comparable to today's standards.
standards at all.
Yeah.
And that it's come a long ways. I think the evaluations have gotten a lot better. They're more focused on how capable is the dog and can the dog do the work versus you have to do this exact thing within these exact parameters within this exact time, rather than focusing on can the dog do the work and is it ready to go out and do stuff. So good transitions all along. I think we've, on the Illinois side as well, good transitions along those same lines. The program's grown. I think that we've picked up people along the way that are more involved in the dog world and learning all around, learning in general.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing.
Yeah. Definitely.
So that makes me ask the question, like, all these certifications and you were doing the thing in Milwaukee and started your own organization. How did you actually get hooked up with Illinois?
We'd done a bunch of stuff.
You sent a messenger pigeon down to
Pigeon.
Illinois.
AOL Instant Messenger.
They were looking for teams for that top-off exercise, and Scott Pearson, who was the first canine lead for the Illinois team, reached out to me to say, "Hey, can you come down and do this exercise?" He must have had good connections within I would say probably the wilderness search and rescue world, because it wasn't just ask AI now, show me search teams within 100 miles kind of thing. It wasn't quite like that. So we had people
evolved.
Yeah, we had
to
people
say the
from
least.
all over Illinois down as far as Champaign and stuff like that. Obviously, the two from Wisconsin, all tied to dog stuff and had some sort of dog background already. Came together and kind of went from there.
Okay. That's cool.
So when the top off popped off, that was like they just grabbed anybody who had a dog that had some sort of certification or just like
I don't know
search
that
and
it was
rescue background.
Search and rescue with some sort of disaster piece. Not even sort of a certification or anything like that. Just a general knowledge and had a dog that they said could do disaster search. So lots of
It's kind of how like the deployments go sometimes.
yeah.
I have a dog; they can do this.
Totally. So you participate in this top off exercise in 2003. From there, so through my research, the task force, anything I could find through the task force, it was established in 2001. When it actually got off the ground, I don't have any exact dates. The first certification I found for you in our records was 2003. And then, but I believe from talking with some other people, it was like 2002, 2000, because the top off was in the beginning of 2003.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
then in the fall we were down doing the FACER type 3.
Okay. So yeah. So you basically like after the task force got established, a year or two later they did this exercise, and then after the exercise, did it kind of develop into a actual canine component of the team?
Yeah. So I think they would have started shortly after 2001, but I think that was more getting the administrative side together, getting everything ready to go. 2003 into 2004 was really when everything started. They started issuing us equipment, that type of thing. We'd have the big, like now the monthly trainings, but it was at NIPSTA where, search would be there, rescue would be there,
Right,
all
the
of
whole
that. The whole group
complement. Yeah.
would be there, as well as the canine component was then getting together regularly. In this case, regularly was once a month,
Yeah.
because we were so far spread out. And a lot
Did
of
they
time,
were dogs coming from Wisconsin, Southern Illinois, the whole nine?
yeah. So everybody was coming from all over. Like I said, as far south as Champaign, coming from Wisconsin. A lot of our training was up in Milwaukee because we had the training site.
Convenient for you.
It worked out for good for me. It hasn't worked out well since then because you guys are all like 2 hours away.
Yeah.
But it worked out well at the time. And then, sort of developed from there. Like I said, the SUSAR wasn't big at the time, so we were getting what certifications we could, either through FASAR, NASAR, wherever we could, traveling around to different sites when we could. We've had some good deployment exercises over the years. You guys just got back from the ORE here. We did a few of those. We went down to the Guardian Center in Georgia. If you ever get a chance, good spot to go. One of your questions was
Heard about it.
what sites to get to. Sort of similar to Muscatatuck in that it's designed primarily as a military training-based type thing. But they do a lot of disaster stuff as well. A lot of big rubble. So they'll take, 3-4 story buildings and collapse them. So you get that bigger rubble feel versus
Illinois went there?
Yeah.
Okay.
We had a good training exercise in Rockford. FEMA bought out a section of floodplain along the Rockford River there, whatever the river is there. Several houses had flooded. They gave a bunch of money to the Rockford Fire Department and said create a disaster scene. So you can imagine how that went. We showed up and there was like a school bus in the second story of a house and things like that.
Yeah.
Firemen are.
Yeah,
so they
worst
would do
case scenario.
Yep, they would. They set up a lot of great problems. So they took like 3 big tow trucks, put them together. They wrapped chains completely around some of the bigger houses, and then just pulled it completely through the house, and stuff like that. So we had some really, really good training there, and that was a lot of fun. Probably the more realistic training that we've had has been there. We went down to Indiana, did a training exercise there. That was Indiana Task Force was there as well early on. It was a U-shaped, horseshoe-shaped hotel that they collapsed one of the towers in. The other one was only partially collapsed. The nice part about this one was you had the regular collapse search on the one side where they'd collapsed. The other one, they collapsed it into the courtyard, and the courtyard was the swimming pool. So they'd gone in and shored up all the way in the swimming pool. So instead of searching from on top of the rubble pile, we actually searched from underneath it.
Oh, nice.
So we went into the pool, all shored up, and searched from underneath. So lots of different scenarios. So worked out well.
Nice. So that was kind of like the beginning of the team, monthly training. This was like the mid 2000s, right? When did the Illinois kind of put more effort into developing the canine program?
Canine's always the black sheep.
Don't know.
That's every team.
It hasn't, and it hasn't. It's changed and evolved. I think that we've had some leadership changes at the higher levels within the task force, and that's helped us because they've understood the dogs and how they work.
Mm-hmm.
Before that, we were always kind of the
Just existing.
steps child.
Yeah.
I think that, and Rami and I talked about today with the ORE, the big trick is getting your search team managers to understand what the dogs do and what they can offer, and how much easier it can make your life. You've got all this stuff, and you've got all these people that want to breach and break and search and stick cameras and things and everything else, but you can't really do that until ideally you get the dogs in and have some indications. I think we finally got big enough as a task force and evolved enough with enough exposure to other teams that they realized that canine component was critical, and we've done better with funding and training and stuff like that since then.
Yeah. I think that dogs will always be a second thought in many of these teams, just because it's not at the forefront of a lot of the.
Well, it's not the culture. The culture is rescue,
Yeah,
right?
right.
Yeah.
But in terms of like team culture, I think we are very fortunate with our current position with Illinois.
Oh yeah.
They're very canine friendly.
Mm-hmm.
Our training chief is very, very pro canine.
Yeah.
Coming from being an STM and seeing how the program, and he's one of the OG guys on the team, right? He's seen.
Did he started with you?
Yeah. Did you and Will start together, or was Will
No,
on?
Will was a couple years later, I think.
Okay.
Even more OG.
Yeah. More OG than Will.
Wow.
I think there's only like 4 of us left that are original task force.
Yeah. Man, you are old.
Speaking of my good ear.
Yeah. No, but I mean, we are very lucky when it comes to canine and them listening to our needs and listening to what we need and facilitating our requests. And
Right.
so sounds like it's come a long way.
Yeah.
So we're in a great position.
It's been huge. We would, most of the time early on, if we traveled or did anything, it was on our own dime. We were paying for all of that ourselves. Wasn't unusual for me coming from the civilian search and rescue side, so I was used to that, but a little bit different for the regular firefighter types that were used to being paid.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like money.
Money's good.
Yeah.
So moving on a little bit, what have you found to be most exciting in your progression and journey with dogs? Coming from a cop with a Rottweiler that you bought yourself to now, being the senior most guy in Illinois and, one of the OGs in the SUSAR system, to be fair.
Yeah.
What's been the most exciting thing you've seen?
I think the most exciting thing is seeing the new dogs and the new handlers that are coming in. Each generation has their different challenges, but for the most part, we're seeing the benefits of the new age, if you will. So if I wanted to learn about dogs when I started, I had to go to courses. I had to make sure I got the right instructors. You only got so much time with the instructors, and that was how you learned. That's still a great way to learn. You should still be going out and seeking out great instructors, that type of thing. But now you can do...
You're so popular, Jeff.
Jeff, we're recording a podcast.
I know. And one of the things I had to do when I retired was I turned on a call screener thing for my calls, because with the business stuff and everything else, I was getting 25 or 30 spam calls a day.
Yeah.
So we all get the same.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Big tech guy can't put on silence button.
Yeah. Still not on silence. So if it happens again, I'll let you know. Soon as I'm going to get a beep, that's going to be the voice message left behind.
So anyways.
So seeing the younger handlers learn and come up and...
Yep. So with the new handlers, they come from a different environment. They're not used to that sort of... Their whole basis isn't just instructor-led stuff. They're getting stuff online. They're watching podcasts. They're watching YouTube. They're learning stuff. And they're keen to learn. So they're seeing... When I come up, you saw your dog, you saw your team's dog, and when you went to training elsewhere, you saw 2 or 3 dogs work. Now you can go on YouTube and watch 25 dogs work. You can see them work different disciplines. You can see Mondio. You can see all the different types of disciplines and learn from all those things. And they're using that technology, if you will, to learn and progress that much faster. I think we've gotten really good as a team on bringing in those new people. So it's really fun to watch them progress that much faster without as many challenges as we used to have. Because when we started out, 2 guys for the podcast, we were, 12 people with dogs that, hey, now we're a search team. What do we do?
So access to information.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the access to information has been key. And I think we got better with screening. We've got those... We're not getting the people that want this as a hobby. We're getting people that understand emergency services and want to do this because they realize what a tool it is and how it can help out. And they realize it isn't a hobby. It's not something, I get to go every Saturday and do this. And it's a social club kind of thing. And it's still a social club. We still do talk to each other and stuff like that. But there's a focus on the work, and that wasn't always there. And then this has been a good progression as it's grown up.
How back in the day, how long were the trainings?
We would usually do.
If you're doing monthlies.
Yeah, it was the same. So it was usually the 6 to 8 hour kind of range. We didn't have, depending on where we were. If we were up in Milwaukee, we had rubble, and I would always have victims, so that we could move through that fairly regularly. We had all the agility equipment there, that type of stuff. Once we got to NIPSTA, eventually we got agility equipment in there and stuff, so we could work through it. So trainings have always been, that 6 to 8 hour time frame.
Yeah.
Depending on how many dogs you have. If you don't have a lot of dogs, that's a little bit long.
Yeah.
If you've got a full complement, then it's a lot.
Right.
That's it's going to be a full day.
Right.
But the trick for anybody out there that's coming into it is work what your dog's capable of. If we say, hey, it's got to be an 8 hour day, but there's only 3 of us here, then your dog doesn't need to do the same problem 3 times. And that's where my Rottweiler would be like, talk to the paw. I did that already.
The with the earlier years, how many dogs did you guys have throughout the years? Because I know now that the team's accredited, we need to have a roster of however many and all that to get a Type 1 or Type 3 out.
Yeah, we started out with the full complement. Like I said, Scott did a really good job. I'm not sure where he found all these people, but we had 12 initially. I would say within a year and a half, we were probably down to about 6. And we've kind of stayed between that 6, around 6, 4, 6, 8, somewhere in there, pretty much the whole time. Big range of backgrounds. Initially, a lot more civilians, which was good and bad. Some of them came from really good backgrounds and had certification bases and stuff like that. If they were doing other disciplines on the civilian side, they were used to doing certification or testing and stuff like that. So that certainly helped. Others didn't come from a testing background at all, so that showed as well. So with only doing the training once a month at times, you don't have enough repetition to really build what you need to. You had to be doing your stuff at home.
On your own,
Yep. And that does or doesn't happen sometimes. And part of that, in fairness, is, I was fortunate to have access to the Rebel site in Milwaukee and others that I could do training on a regular basis. If at the time somebody was coming from Champaign, they either had to find something locally there or they only had access that once a month.
Right. Yeah. So that monthly training, would you say that was one of the biggest challenges in developing your dog over the years?
Yeah. You need that consistency. The dogs need the consistency. More so the handlers need the consistency. They need the interaction with others to see how their stuff is going, and getting that routine down. Dogs work off of routine for their day. We talk about morning routine. They're used to that and how they, what's their potty schedule, what's their food schedule, that type of thing.
6 o'clock, the dog's at my feet waiting for food.
Yep, staring at you, giving you the look until you get the cold nose somewhere. Same thing with training. You got to get the handlers used to what's the routine when I launch the dog, all of that type of stuff, so the dog knows, okay, yeah, this is what we're doing. And if you don't have that consistency, weekly or at least bi-weekly or every 2 weeks basis, it's that much harder to do.
What was, out of the 3 dogs, what was your biggest challenge? Which one?
They all had different challenges. I would say the biggest challenge when you're transitioning from one dog to the other is the patience to realize this is a new dog. I've had mostly males from the working side, but they've all been completely different personalities.
Yeah.
Like I said, my first dog was, Rottweiler, hard dog, and would, work till he fell down. The Malinois will work till they fall down. I've had some that, I raise my voice to and I can shut them down, and others that I could, raise my voice to, kick them in the butt, hit them with the e-collar.
And they turn up.
And they, yep.
Yep.
So having the patience to figure out those new dogs when you transition and realize that they're not the old dog. I got really spoiled. Like I said, Gretzky, by the time she retired, had been doing it so long that it was just automatic.
Yeah.
She was the demo dog. If we had somebody new come out, new handler type thing, you want to run a dog, here you go. Point her in the right direction and she'll go.
Yeah.
That type of thing. And, the other dogs weren't quite the same. So
Yeah.
it taught me patience, which was good. My wife would say that I need more of that.
Yeah. Well, you have plenty of time to figure that out now that you're retired. So any other big challenges with your USAR career?
That's really been, I think that's been the biggest one. Trying to keep up in the dog world with everything that's going on.
A lot of changes.
It's always evolving, which is good, but trying to keep up with that takes time. It's a full-time commitment. Like I said, it's not a hobby that you can show up once a week. You're doing stuff from the time you get the dog as a puppy. You're doing stuff every day on walks. You're doing regular work.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to the park and they're going down slides and they're doing stuff like that. It's a full-time thing, and you got to realize that and make that commitment.
Yeah. Truth.
So, talking about training and committing, we've talked about it a bunch, and the team as a whole, since the transition to full-time firemen, we've put a big emphasis on traveling.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any programs, classes, events that you've gone to that you think are like must-attends or like favorite ones, or ones that really stuck out to you?
I would say that it's more about where your dog is in the process. So I would say up until the time that you do your first type 1 CE type thing, focus on those type 2 elements, FSA elements, and getting through that CE piece. After that, I would say your biggest thing is travel. Go wherever and anywhere you can afford to go.
Mm-hmm.
Wherever your task force will send you, anything like that. There's all sorts of great sites across the country. You learn different things from different ones. Try and get your dog exposed to different types of things. Like I said, Georgia for me was a great site because they had really big rubble, similar to what you'd have for a large collapsed concrete structure.
Mm-hmm.
Indiana used to have a really good pallet pile, so that was always good to get the dogs used to that type of footing. When you get to actual deployments that are Illinois hurricanes, tornadoes as an example.
Illinois hurricanes.
Illinois hurricanes. Well, the structures are different. It's not a static concrete rubble pile. You've got, I was always amazed how much wire is in houses when you start going through actual collapsed houses. It's just, and the dogs fly through it, and I'm all tangled up and stuff like that. It wasn't pretty. Yeah. So to get exposure to those environments, different things now. The mission set has progressed. Evolved. Yeah, we're doing more wide area search stuff. Any of the deployments we've had has been really more of a wide area search.
Mm-hmm.
And that way, none of the Illinois deployments have been sort of a single structure collapse type thing. Even the stuff we did with people in paws wasn't very seldom, a single building. We did one building explosion in North Chicago that had burned. They thought there might be homeless people in, so we worked cadaver dogs through that. That's about the only single building problem we ever worked. Everything else was more of a wide area search. So just get exposure to those wherever you can. Everybody has their limitations between schedule, funds, everything else. Do as much as you can.
Yeah. What, in the 24 years of Geoff, what have you seen change in the development of a USAR dog, just from like kind of the beginning puppy stages?
I think we're more I think when I first started, I think FEMA had some decent breeding programs, but not anything near what we have now. I think post 9/11, you've seen a lot more development of dogs in all sorts of areas. You're seeing breeding programs for bomb dogs, military dogs, that type of thing. All of those have benefited the USAR world because really one of the bigger transitions is that genetics matter.
Where have I heard that before?
Yeah, it truly does. And, we talk about different things with dogs, but has your dog ever circled around before it lays down? Well, yeah, but none of our dogs have ever, well, maybe one of mine, had to live in the wild to circle around before they lay down. It's just genetic. It's built in. Having that search or that work piece built in makes everything else so much easier. We've, in the past, we worked so hard to get so little out of dogs that weren't maybe perfectly genetically
Weren't made for the job.
Yeah. And can you do it? Absolutely. We've got some good examples on the team now, and that weren't a specific picked for the job kind of dog that are still doing it, but it takes a lot more work. And we're seeing that I think the overall dog world in general is producing better dogs, which is helping us produce better handlers. And I think we're getting better at producing handlers as well.
Yeah. And as far as like the training them, how would you say that it's changed? Just like the development of specific task for the job itself.
The interesting part is that the testing and evaluation points hasn't really changed. Type 2 FSA has really been the same since I started. It's evolved a little bit here and there, but the same general principle has been the same. So we're training towards that. I think the methods we use to get there has evolved. We have a better understanding of how the dogs think. We have a better understanding of what the dogs want to do. Back to that genetics, we're tying it back in. We've always sort of worked that a dog has an innate drive to hunt and do things like that. We've always worked with those drives. I think now we're understanding those drives better and how to tailor those to the task for this specific type of work.
Yeah. Nice. And that all comes again with more access to information and seeing people do it and the interwebs out there.
Yep. It's been a good evolution all around, in the sense that you've got that knowledge base that's out there, handlers and trainers that are willing to share it, as well as more dog disciplines than when I started because of the military stuff, the bomb stuff, all of those things. You're seeing more working dogs in general out there.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, you touched on it briefly about tornadoes, but let's change gears here a little bit. Talk about some of your deployments with Illinois Task Force 1 over the years. I know you've been to a few.
First deployment, Fairdale, Illinois, really was a mission-ready package, if you will, just basically the canines deployed.
How do we do that again?
Yeah, right.
We've been talking about this for years.
Yeah. You did it already? What?
I don't. It's a good question because we do talk about that regularly. How do we get, how do we get the word out to people that the dogs are available, they can help you, and just because your fire department thinks that they've searched the area and covered everything, the dogs work with a different element. They're working with the sense of scent. It's the difference between working with regular vision and, say, thermal on a drone. It's a different element that people don't have, and that they should be contacting us to use that skill set. So I'm not sure how we got deployed for that one, actually. So they just called me and I showed up. Tornado went through middle of farm country and clipped a community. 2 people killed. Initially, fire departments were in doing stuff. We came in. We searched about probably 10 acres of area, 10 houses. And like I said, that was where I first realized how much wiring is in houses.
When was that? When was the Fairdale tornadoes?
I don't have a date on that. I should have looked that up. It was a while back.
I bet Lugo could figure it out.
Yeah. But that was before any of you guys were around because that was Scott deployment, so that
Yeah.
was well before. Things you learn along the way. So we get there. The search part from the dog side went really well. The dogs maneuvered through the rubble way better than I did.
Oh, it's DeKalb.
Fairdale?
It's just an hour west of here.
Well, when was it? That was the question.
First, I want to know where it was.
Keep Googling. Look up Subletta, Illinois, while you're there. It's way south. There's a big trailer park there.
That's the next one.
So Fairdale, we go out.
2015.
Proofing your dogs off of things like animals. Molson ate a chicken.
A live chicken or a dead chicken?
A live chicken. We're searching through this house, and the chickens had obviously, the house had been wiped out, the barn had been wiped out, everything else. We come around this corner, and then there's this chicken, and it ran. And well, prey drive kicks in, and
Molson took it out.
she grabbed it. I yelled at her. She did out it right away, which was good. But yeah, so one less.
Talk about final destination for that chicken. Like,
yeah.
survived a tornado, and then Molson comes through.
Yeah. We had a couple chicken adventures. We were doing a wide area search for a missing person up north, and came around the corner of a barn, and their chickens were in a pen outside, but it didn't have a roof on it. So we came around the corner with the dog, and the chickens went everywhere. We didn't eat any that time, fortunately, but now there's 15 chickens running around in the yard that are supposed to be in this pen, and there's a whole group of us city guys trying to get these chickens back in the pen, and it was rather hilarious. So, expose your dog to different things.
Yes.
So how long were you out for the Fairdale? Was it a single day event? Or?
Single day event,
Okay.
sort of 12 hours kind of thing. They had an idea.
So one work cycle.
Yeah.
And you went with just dogs? Were there any support, any med, any rescue, search, anything?
No med, no search, no nothing.
Just in bed with the local TRT teams?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Second deployment was Subletta, Illinois, the largest trailer park in North America. It's just huge.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay.
Got hit with a tornado that went through probably 2/3 of the trailer park. I sent you some pictures, and it had the map on it. Mm-hmm. Each one of those little squares is a trailer. We had 4 canines.
Was this a team deployment, or was it?
This was a team. This was a Illinois task force deployment. Whole task force.
Type 1, Type 3?
Type 1. So full setup. Worked 2 days on that one, so 2 cycles for each of the canine teams. Slept out the whole thing.
The whole 9?
The whole 9.
Did you figure out when that one was?
Well, it was west again. More west of DeKalb. Let me find out.
2017, I'm guessing.
It was right after the other one.
Yeah, it's really close.
Fairdale and then Sublet.
Yeah. So Sublet different. Wide area search, sort of the classic wide area search. Going through, some trailers would be perfect, others would be completely destroyed. Mm-hmm. Different things in the classic fireman sense. If you show up, this went through at about 11 o'clock at night, I believe. We showed up at 1
a.m.
1 a.m. Yeah.
Okay. So a pretty quick turnout.
Yeah. We were probably 12 hours later because we had to get there, and it was fairly south. So went through at 11. We're there the next morning, basically.
Okay. Got it.
Classic fireman thing. You show up. One of the trailers we showed up to completely destroyed. 2 cars in the driveway, and a handicapped scooter type thing intermixed with wrapped around one of the trees in the front. So that's the classic, you show up at the fire at 2 a.m. How many cars in the driveway? That type of thing. We searched that fairly regularly. We searched with live fine. We also searched with cadaver dogs.
Where did you guys get the cadaver dogs at the time?
Cadaver dogs came from, so the 2 live fine dogs were Molson and Scott Pearson's dog. Scott Pearson was off on medical disability at the time. I think he'd thrown his back out. So one of the other handlers, Jeannie Frost, who was part of our team and part of the state task force, ran his dog as the live fine dog, and then ran her dog as the cadaver dog. So she was a retired police lieutenant, I want to say, from up in Dodge County in Wisconsin.
Okay. So that we we still haven't ever had a HR dog until recently.
Yeah.
I thought Gozer was the first.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well,
So
well, she kind of a
just kind of filtered in, so in and out. So
Did she have a helmet?
yeah, I think she did.
All right, she's on the team.
yeah, she counts.
It's at the
She
measure.
counts.
So full Type 1 deployment to this tornado.
Yeah.
Took out our trailer park. Significant damage, wide area search. Did you guys have any fines on HR or live find? Or
No fines, either live or HR.
and did they have rescues prior to you guys arriving?
Yes. Fire department was in when it first happened that night. So like I said, went through about 11 o'clock at night. Overnight, they had some fines and rescues that way. And that we went through, split two canine teams out. So 2 live find teams went one way, 2 live find teams went the other. Full deployment. Everybody was there. Doc Newman was there. That was one of the pictures I sent you. She was with us on that deployment, which was good. We had one dog that cut a paw sort of mid-morning the first day. Minor, bandaged up, back to work kind of thing.
Yeah.
One of the things we did, because it was warmer, sub-Q fluids. We talked about that in your other episode. So that was one of the things the doc was doing there, which was helpful. And that, but yeah, searched a lot of trailers and a lot of different rubble than we were used to.
Yeah.
More debris, more just
Yeah.
More debris, different being that it's a wide area search and that you would go for certain ways, and there would be, you'd be almost like a wilderness search, and then you'd come across, 3 or 4 trailers that were all piled together and all that light structure, not even house structure, so lighter with a lot of aluminum. We had to watch that. A lot of chemicals from toilets and stuff like that. Just different things to watch.
meth.
Yeah. And so it's actually a pretty nice trailer park. I don't think it wasn't like some of the ones I've seen in Tennessee.
Like what from those 2 deployments, biggest lessons learned on deployment you could pass down to our newer handlers?
Expose your dog to anything and everything you can.
Back to the travel piece.
Yeah, back to the travel piece. Different types of rubble piles, because like I said, it wasn't a concrete building collapse anymore. You're into really lightweight structures that were all over the place.
Tin cans just blown around.
Yep. All sorts of environmental stuff. There was still lots of people there. So if you're a new handler, coming from the police background, I sort of had this, I knew about this, but anybody we ran into, talk to them, interview them, ask as many questions as you can. How long have you been here? How well do you know your neighbors? When are your neighbors usually here? When aren't they here?
Yeah.
Do they have a dog? Do they have kids that come up? All those kind of, if you find somebody within your search area, ask as many questions as you can from them to gather as much information as you can, because as most places, nosy neighbors are your best information. So
Yeah. And then as far as handling in a wide area debris field like that, any
just keep an eye on your dog. Like I said, lots of different hazards that you wouldn't normally encounter. In this case, like I said, sharp aluminum, a lot of different chemicals from toilets and
house
stuff.
cleaning
like that.
stuff?
Yep. All over that. And you're going to get house cleaning stuff in a regular house anyway, but this seemed to have more, I don't know maybe why, but more toilet stuff. So,
Toilet bowl cleaner.
yeah. So keep an eye on your dog, and all those lessons that you teach and test in the FSA about stop and that type of thing come in handy in that environment. So there is some method to the testing.
Even the long down.
No comment.
Nice.
I have handed my dog off to lots of different people and people that have never used dogs, that weren't traditionally dog people, etc. But I've never used a long down.
All right.
Good
So
to know.
we'll have to start asking that question. Have you
Yeah.
ever used a long down?
Out of sight.
Yeah. Out of sight. Right. Did your training over the years, did it prepare you for those deployments?
It did. I think that, like I
Or
said,
did you change your training after the fact?
I would say we changed the training to include a lot of different environments. Even now, our deployment, what we're being used for, is evolving. So I think our training needs to cover that, and we've started to do that more. We're doing more wide area search, that type of thing. you never know what your search is going to be. So expose your dog to as much as you can, because you could be doing wide area search 1 minute, and the next minute, the medical building next door could collapse type thing, and you're going to be searching through that. So the mission set has advanced, and your dog needs to be ready for that.
Yeah. I'll take that.
Yeah, I'll take it.
And then as far as we briefly talked about training for the CE and the FSA versus training for deployment. Anything from your deployments change the way that you trained after certification?
Yeah, it's like to be operationally ready, right? Like,
yeah.
I mean, you train for the test, and then there's a gap.
Yeah,
I think we can all agree.
Yeah. One of the big things would be conditioning for your dog. We train for the test, 20 minutes break, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
When you get an actual deployment,
sprints, right? You're working a bunch of sprints. You're not working. You're not.
It's
running
the HIT
marathons.
workout. It's
Actual,
yeah.
Is that guy still around?
I don't know. He's probably in jail.
I just saw a thing for Richard Simmons this morning on I think so. Actual deployments, you're not going to be a set 20-minute period. You're going to be working sometimes as long as you need to, depending on how serious things are. Or you're going to be working 20 minutes off for 40 minutes, but you're going to be working for a full 12-hour period. And we really don't train for that. There's no easy way to do that other than like the OREs and stuff like that, where we're actually out doing it. And that's takes a different piece out of the dog, requires a different dog to do that. We joke about Mike's dog and my dog being a little off the wall, but they're the dogs that will do those 12-hour shifts because it's just another day for them.
They just can't shut it off. Yeah. They just keep going, going. Yeah. It's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah. So what's next for Geoff in retirement?
A little bit different. Like I said, retiring from the task force this week, Wednesday.
Coloring guns with crayons.
Yeah, exactly. And retired from the business in October. Moving to Tennessee, 23 acres out in the woods. And
23 acres.
You should get a pile.
I was thinking a gun range, but okay.
You have 23 acres. Why not do both?
I can do both, right?
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah.
So, laid back and finally have some time to focus on us and just relax and enjoy things. Catch up on some of those things. It's amazing when you're working, particularly as a business owner, the things that you don't do, and the simple things like sitting down and being able to read a book.
Yeah.
Haven't had time to do. Now, I've been trying to keep up. Like I said, it's part of the job, keeping up with podcasts and stuff like that, because you need to keep up with that to be part of the job. But there's other podcasts and stuff that I'd like to do. They're just fun stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe I want to listen to 6 hours of Sean Ryan or something like that.
Yeah. I can't put 6 hours aside to listen to those podcasts. Just
Driving to train.
Yeah. That's the only time I get to, like I said, 2 hours driving here, 2 hours driving back, or lately it's been 10 hours to Tennessee, 10 hours back. So that's the only time I've got to actually listen to those.
Yeah, right.
So we hope you get to do the things you want in retirement, because both Mike and I are itching to not work anymore.
See, I would say that if you have the chance, do that as soon as you can.
Yeah.
It's we work very hard, regardless whether it's fire service or whatever we're doing, which is good. I don't want to discourage people from working hard. I wish I had some, all of my employees all along work pretty hard. I had pretty good employees. Doesn't always happen.
Yeah.
But at the same time, retire and enjoy other stuff as much as you can. Enjoy your dog stuff. One of the things that's, is a bit of a regret is that you're working so much that you don't get to do the stuff with your dog that you'd like to. Mm-hmm. And it changes from dog to dog. I think my first dog, Gretzky and Molson, I did more traveling with because it was newer for me as well. So it was more important to get out there. As I get further along, I got busier and busier with work, so I didn't do as much traveling. I think that shows in your dog.
Yeah.
They don't. The first to admit that Whiskey isn't a great wide area search dog because she doesn't range from me well, and that's exposure and training. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, if you get a chance, retire. It's a great thing. Back to the original one. Sweet.
Yeah. What Wednesday being your last training? What do you want to do?
Work dogs.
Okay.
That's the goal. Work dogs.
Work dogs.
Yep.
Work dogs. Eat lunch. Hang out.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. My last chance to have Illinois food.
Well, I mean, you can come back whenever. I mean,
I will be back if we're doing testing in the fall.
you're not
stuff
moving
like
to
that.
Morocco, like
Not yet. Maybe.
2 states away.
You see that those 10-hour trips are getting a little old.
Yeah, that's true.
He needs to take a nap.
Yeah, exactly.
Every 4 hours.
Something I can get used to.
We had to schedule the podcast in between his naps.
Grandpa, wake up.
Yeah. Anything else you want to add on just kind of the stuff we've talked about so far with training and Illinois? And I mean, the 24 years of in a career obviously it's a long time. And then again with with the USAR team and with Canine, I mean, there's a lot of stuff you experienced and went through. Anything else you want to add on your time with Illinois Task Force 1?
It's evolved. Any career is gonna coming from the technology side as well. All whatever career you're in, it's gonna change and evolve. Make sure you keep up with that as best you can, and enjoy it as you go. There's been lots of ups and downs.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. That's going to be the same in any career. Enjoy your time. Remember why you're there. Remember what your focus is. Your focus from the dog world is the victims.
Mm-hmm.
And make sure you're focused on that and not the politics and crapola that comes with anytime you have more than 2 dog people in the room. 2 dog handlers, 2 dog trainers in the room. The only thing they can agree on is that the third one's wrong. So,
yeah,
trying to avoid that as much as you can and focus on what you're there for, training your dogs. So.
Yeah, nice. As far as our podcast here, what should we cover? What should we do?
You've been an avid listener, so
I have.
What critiques and what do you think moving forward we should be?
Who should we interview? What should we cover? What should we do?
Critique wise, I don't really have anything. I think you've covered a good range of topics, a good range of people. I would say one of the things that sort of slowed us down, Illinois Task Force initially, was that we had limited exposure in the sense that we were working with primarily Florida, and then our own little group within Illinois. I think that's certainly expanded. Rami's been a huge help with that, and that we're really doing the whole East Coast now.
Yeah.
I would say see if you can get some folks in from the West Coast.
Yeah.
I realize that's tricky because of locations and everything else, but see if you can get that different perspective. I think you're going to get that a little bit with Canada Task Force maybe coming up.
Yeah.
They run a different system, but there's something to learn from each of those systems.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I would say you've done a great job. I've enjoyed every one of the podcasts. I've learned different things from each of them, and that's what we're here for. More learning, more dogs.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Are you going to get another dog now that you're retired? Have you and Lynn talked about it? Or just
I don't know.
Let him move first.
Yeah, my worry always when we moved and had more of a space and that was that
become acclimated to that.
And then that Lynn would suddenly be like, well, I went to the store and there was this dog in the corner, so I brought him home. And she's always on
especially in Tennessee, you're going to see a lot of dogs on the side of the road.
She's always watching the Malinois Dutch Rescue site and stuff like that. I'm worried that we're going to have, that new building you built out back? Yeah.
It's now a kennel.
It's now a kennel and there's 47 dogs in there.
That's the dream though, man. If I could retire, buy some land and just get dogs, that'd be awesome. You can do anything with money.
Yeah. I like back to original. I like money. Yeah. What kind of getting towards the end here? What would you give yourself? What advice would you give yourself if you were just getting it into Canine in 2026? That's a brand new handler.
Wow. That's a good one. I would say show up and pay attention. Really, after that, if you do those two things, the rest of it should come relatively easily, particularly now because we've got a better system. We're not having to learn as much stuff ourselves. We have people there to mentor us and do that. Look for a good mentor off the start. Look for somebody that's where you want to be and pick their brain as much as you can. Don't hesitate to ask questions. They'll let you know if it's annoying.
Yeah, we have no problem doing that.
No, we do not.
And the other thing I would say that one of the big things that has sort of guided me as I went, if you're doing training or you're anywhere where dogs are working, whether it's USAR dogs or whatever, watch every dog run. So we tend to show up at training. There's a bit of a social component at the start. That's normal. We want to know what everybody's been up to, that type of thing. But as soon as the dogs start running, you should be out there in the pile watching the dogs.
Yeah.
Every dog you watch, every handler you watch, you're going to be learning from.
Right.
What did this dog do different than my dog? What did this handler do that I don't do? How did this handler get this dog past this bad section of pile that my dog won't go through? Even now, having done it for a really long time, I'm out there every time watching the other dogs. You're there to learn, do that rather than sit on your phone, sit there doing nothing, sit there talking to each other, everybody else. Now, pay attention at the same time that if you're up next, I want you to be back at the parking lot with your dog ready so we can keep things flowing through.
Yeah.
But the rest of the time, you should be out there in the pile, watching dogs, watching handlers, listening to what those mentors and senior people are saying to those handlers so that you can learn. My dad said the best way to learn is through other people's mistakes, not your own. So
That's great advice. Yeah.
so do that. And that will, we see a very limited number of dogs within our environment. So you see your own dogs, you see your team dogs, that type of thing. The good trainers see hundreds, thousands of dogs. You look at someone, Sonia Heritage and Search Dog Foundation folks and that see hundreds of dogs a year. They understand how the dogs work that much better than we do. So the more dogs you see, the more handlers you see, even if they're doing wrong things. At least you could identify that, say, okay, I'm not going to do that. And then you go do it. No.
Yeah.
So that would be my big piece of advice. You're there to train, watch dogs.
Watch dogs. I like it. It's great advice for sure. Anything else you want to add after your 24 years of working dogs?
No, it's been a great run. I would do it all again. I've learned a ton, met a ton of great people along the way, and if we've interacted along the way, you're welcome anytime you're in Tennessee. We're near Pulaski, Tennessee. Let us know. Stop out.
Don't know where Pulaski, Tennessee is.
It's about an hour and a half-ish south of Nashville.
Okay.
All right.
So between Nashville and Alabama.
All right.
Cool. Not too many banjos there.
Nice.
Yeah, it's Tennessee. There's banjos everywhere. I'm just kidding.
Awesome. Well, Geoff, I want to say thank you for your dedication to Illinois, but also like not being the crotchety old guy on the team. You know, I think since I met you 6+ years ago, and then Mike met you 8+ years ago, I think you've changed some of the way you've handled dogs as well, and you've always been like a student of the game, and you know, been very accepting and seeing so many people go through the program till being where we are now, and not getting frustrated with that turnover and not getting frustrated with the slower progress in the early years. So sticking with it and just being one of those, you know, OG mentors that we've all picked their brains and, you know, had some institutional knowledge. So thank you for being on the show.
Yeah.
It's been a fun ride, and you know, Wednesday will not be the last time we see you. I guarantee that. So again,
Your phone's ringing again. You're so popular.
yeah.
It's my wife this time.
Well, he's got 24 years worth of phone contacts in there.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Mike, anything else you got?
Yeah, no, just thanks. I mean, you brushed on the mentorship thing, and like you've been a great mentor for everybody that's on the team now, the people that have been on the team prior to, you know, that are no longer on the team, you know, John, Mike, everybody. You always had something to add for anytime we had questions or anything that we were having issues with, whether you'd seen it before or, you know, you had ideas on how, you know, what we were doing was, you know, we could change up what we were doing, but you're always easy to communicate with and easy to interact with, you know, and like I said, a fantastic mentorship for all of the younger handlers and new handlers, and obviously myself, and Rami and the rest of the team.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Pass it on. You guys are the old guys now.
Oh man.
Yeah. Mike's 40.
Oh,
We're back in the bus.
Awesome.
Right over up.
I know. Right under the bus. Well, that's it. Another episode 9 of the Disaster Dog Podcast. If you want to support the show, like, rate, share, subscribe. We got a couple fun things coming out this year. We got some really fun guests planned. And we'll be dropping more episodes more frequently now that we got through a little fun with some technology. So that's it. Appreciate it. Thanks for listening.
Thanks.
Bye.
thanks, Jeff.